cool math lessons. That should be easy because math is so exciting and fun. Math is like solving a puzzle or a mystery and helps us figure out what is going on around us. First, we are going to learn about perimeter, something we can discover about shapes.
Imagine I'm a race car driver, right? And don't make fun of my car, okay? This is a perfectly good car to do a race in, right? It's very fast. It's got the bells, it's got the whistles. It's a great race car, okay? Stop laughing at it. Okay. Now imagine this is the race car course that I'm driving on, right? It's going around an oval. It's going around a shape. If I was wondering, how far is it around the track? What's the distance around the shape? Then I would need to know the perimeter. The perimeter is the distance around a shape. Wait. What is the perimeter? The perimeter of a shape is the distance around a shape. And it's easy to find. You can find the perimeter of a shape by adding all of the sides. That will tell you what the distance around the shape is. Great! Now let's practice finding the perimeter. Look at this triangle. What is the perimeter of this triangle? Okay, first we need to know how long all of the sides are, then we can figure out the perimeter. With this triangle, all three sides are the same length. So how long are they? Let's pretend we measured it, and each side is 10 centimeters. Now remember, to find the perimeter of a shape, we need to know the distance around the whole shape. So we just add the sides together. What's 10 plus 10 plus 10? That's 3 tens. What does that equal? Yeah, 30. Awesome. The perimeter of this triangle is 30 centimeters. Remember, cm is an abbreviation for centimeters. 30 centimeters is the perimeter of this triangle. Okay, let's try this one. What is the perimeter of this square? First, we need to know how long all the sides of the square are. Then we can figure out the perimeter of the square. Okay, so this is a square. It has 4 sides, and all 4 sides are the same size. Let's pretend we measured it, and each side is 1 yard. Remember, YD is an abbreviation for the distance of a yard. Each side is 1 yard. Remember, the perimeter is the distance around a shape, so we'll need to add all of these sides up. Okay, what's 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1? Yeah, 4. The perimeter of this square is 4 yards. The perimeter, remember, is the distance around a shape. If you were to go around this entire square, it would be 4 yards. Okay, this is the final one. What is the perimeter of this rectangle? Well, first we need to know how long all the sides of the rectangle are. Then we can figure out the perimeter. Remember, a rectangle has 4 sides, and 2 of the sides are shorter than the other 2 sides. With this rectangle, let's pretend we measured it at 1 meter on the short sides and 3 meters on the longer sides. Okay, remember, to get the perimeter, we have to add all of the sides together. So we're going to be adding 4 numbers together again. To make it easier, we're going to group the smaller numbers together and then put the larger numbers in our equation. What's 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3? Those are all the sides. What's 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3. Yeah, 8. That means the perimeter of this rectangle is 8 meters. Wow, we told you it was going to be fun. Oh, it's such a blast finding the perimeter. The perimeter is so much fun to find. It's like a game. Remember, you can find the perimeter of a shape by adding all of the sides. And the perimeter of a shape is the distance around a shape. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Now you know how to find the perimeter of something. The perimeter is the distance around a shape. I could find the perimeter of this tablet, right? All I would need to do is measure each side and add them together, and I would find the perimeter.
Awesome. Next, we are going to learn about something really powerful and amazing called multiplication.
Multiplying is like being a detective. You're cracking a code, which is so cool. You're solving mysteries, like legit mysteries. Like I'm in an office building right now. There's a cake behind me. For some reason, I'm looking out right now at you guys, and I see that you're like, whoa, we're gonna multiply. And once you learn it, it's just a game, so buckle in for the fun and the learning. Let's say you have 2 bikes, and for some reason they look the exact same, and somebody wants to give you an air pump. They ask a simple question: how many tires do you have to take care of? To figure that out, we're going to use multiplication. We're going to play the game. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so here is how multiplication works. So we put the number that's in each group, and then we put this x, which means times, and then the number of groups. So that tells us how many times that number is going to show up, and then we add them all together, and you've got your answer. Isn't that cool? And just a side note, to work, there has to be the same number in each group. Now remember, we're trying to figure out how many tires you have to take care of if you have 2 bicycles. Alright, now we have the wheels under each bike. Each bike has 2 wheels. 1, 2. So we write down a 2. Each bike has 2 wheels. Remember, the first number we write down with multiplication is the number in each group. Then we write an x. This x means times. 2 times. It's the symbol of multiplication. Alright, the second number we write are the number of groups. You can see them here. How many groups do we have of 2? How many? Yeah, 2. So it reads 2 times 2. To figure this out, we are going to skip count by 2. 2, 4. That means 2 times 2 equals 4. If you have 2 bikes, that means you have 4 wheels. 2 times is 4. Remember, this is how multiplication works. The number in each group times the number of groups equals your answer. Of course, to work, there has to be the same number in each group. Alright, let's take this to the next level. Let's say someone has 4 bikes. And here are their wheels. Woohoo! Yeah! You know how to do this now. Each bike has 2 wheels, so the first number we write down is the number 2. That's the number in each group. We're going to put the time symbol there and count the number of groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 2 times 4.
This is so much fun! This is multiplication! Now let's skip count to get the answer. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 is our answer. There are 8 wheels. 2 times 4 equals 8. This is how multiplication works. We put the number in each group times the number of groups, and we get our answer! You're getting the hang of it. Alright, let's try this one. Let's say you buy 3 packs of trading cards. Let's say each pack had 5 cards in it. Huh, that's a pretty good amount. So 3 packs of 5 cards. How many cards did you get in total? That's a really great question. Sounds like we're gonna need to multiply. So each group has 5, so that's the first thing we write down, the number in each group. That's 5. Put the multiplication sign, which is the X, which means times. 5 times... How many groups are there? 1, 2, 3. So the second number is 3. 5 times 3. What's 5 times 3? We're gonna skip count to find out. 5, 10, 15. 5 times 3 equals 15. You have 15 trading cards. Alright, this is how it works. You take the number in each group times the number of groups and you get your answer. Now here are some multiplication tricks that are going to be really sneaky ways that you can figure out multiplication problems really quickly. Here's the trick. If you multiply any number by 0, you always get 0. Always, you always get 0. Here's an example. 5 times 0 equals 0. When you have 0 groups of 5, that means you have 0. There are none. Whenever you multiply any number by 0, you always get 0. 100 times 0 equals 0. Even if 0 is the first number in the equation, you still always get 0 when you multiply by any number. For example, 0 times 11 equals 0. And 0 times 1000 equals 0. If you multiply any number by 0, you always get 0. Oh, this has been so much fun. Here is the next trick. If you multiply any number by 1, it stays the same. Look at these. 7 times 1 equals 7. 100 times 1 equals 100. 33 times 1 equals 33. If you flip them, the answer stays the same. 1 times 7 equals 7. 1 times 100 equals 100. 1 times 33 equals 33. Honestly, the order of the multiplied numbers does not change the answer. If you were to flip the number of groups and the number in each group, you would still get the same answer. Though we still recommend this way. So simple. The number in each group times the number of groups to get your answer. So the two tricks have been, if you multiply any number by 0, you always get 0. And if you multiply any number by 1, it stays the same. The final multiplication trick is to use multiplication tables.
They come in all shapes and sizes, but they are all helpful, especially as you're first learning how to multiply. Here are some examples of multiplication tables. There's a table for all of the numbers from 1 to 10. Some kids memorize tables like these so that they'll know right off the bat, in a moment, what an answer could be for certain multiplication problems. This is how multiplication works. The number in each group times the number of groups gives us our answer.
Great. Now we are going to learn about area, something else we can discover about shapes. Area is something we can discover about shapes. The area of a shape refers to how much space is inside of it. Area is very different from perimeter. If you'll remember, perimeter is the space around a shape. Area is the space inside of a shape. Alright, so area is the space inside of a shape, and perimeter is the space around a shape. So they're very different, aren't they? And this video is all about area. We're going to learn how to find the space inside of a shape. This should be fun. Let's play a game called What's the Area? We want to find the area of this shape. What kind of shape is this? Yeah, a square. Remember, the area of a shape is the space inside of the shape. We are going to measure the area of the shape using square units. So, the area of the shape is how much space is inside of it. So, how many square units are inside of this square? Do you know? If you don't, just count them up. Yeah, 4. There are 4 square units in this square. 4 square units is the area of this square. Okay, that was cool, right? Let's try figuring out the area of this rectangle. Just like last time, we are going to measure the area of this rectangle using square units. Remember, the area of a shape is the space inside of the shape. So, how many square units are in this rectangle? Do you know? Yeah. There are 5 square units in this rectangle. Great job! That's the area of this rectangle. 5 square units. Awesome. Now we are going to look at an irregular shape. What is the area of this shape? Just like we did with the others, we are going to measure the area of this shape using square units. How many square units are inside of this shape? Feel free to pause this video to give yourself time to count them. Were you able to count all of them? How many square units are in this shape? What is the area of this shape? Yeah, 12 square units. Great job. There are 12 square units in this irregular shape. So far, finding the area has been very easy because we've shown you the inside of the shape, so all you have to do is count how many units are inside. But what if you can't see the units inside the shape? What if there are just numbers that you know and you have to come up with the area another way? Here is the fun part. To find the area of a shape, you have to use multiplication. Yeah, multiplication! So, how do you find the area of a square or a rectangle using multiplication? All you have to do is multiply the length times the width to get the area. Here, we'll show you. Let's say we want to find the area of this rectangle. It is 6 feet long and 1 foot wide. Remember, to find the area of a square or a rectangle, all we have to do is multiply the length times the width. The length times the width is the area. It's just simple multiplication. So we would write 6 times 1. 6 times 1 will give us the area of this rectangle. What is 6 times 1? Do you know? Yeah, 6 times 1 is 6. Whenever you multiply a number times 1, it stays the same. So our answer is 6 feet squared. That little 2 next to feet means squared. It tells us that the rectangle has 6 square feet of space inside. The area is 6 feet squared. Why don't we try another one? Let's say we want to find the area of this square. It is 3 centimeters long on each side. Remember, to find the area of a square or a rectangle, all we have to do is multiply the length times the width. For a square, the length and the width are the same size, aren't they? Well, the length times the width is the area, so we just have to multiply. We would write 3 times 3. 3 times 3 will give us the area of this square. What is 3 times 3? Do you know? Yeah, 3 times 3 is 9. The area of this square is 9 centimeters squared. That little 2 next to centimeters means squared. It tells us that the square has 9 square centimeters of space inside. That was so cool. What about this rectangle? What is the area of this rectangle? As you can see, it is 4 meters long and 2 meters wide. Remember, to find the area of a square or a rectangle, all we have to do is multiply the length times the width. The length times the width is the area. It's just simple multiplication. So we would write 4 times 2. 4 times 2 will give us the area of this rectangle. What is 4 times 2? Do you know? Yeah, 4 times 2 is 8. So the area of this rectangle is 8 meters squared. That little 2 next to meters means squared. It tells us that the rectangle has 8 square meters of space inside. As we are wrapping up, we want to share 2 quick tips about area. As you saw from our examples, when you find the area of a shape, the answer is always squared. If we discovered the area of a shape was measured in feet and the answer was 50, our answer could be written 50 square feet or 50 feet squared. The answer is always squared because area tells us how much space is inside a shape. The little 2 means squared. The second thing we want to mention is that you have to use a different multiplication equation to find the area of circles and triangles. In this video, we just learned the basics of area and how to find the area of rectangles and squares. But this is just the beginning and the start of an exciting math world. There is so much more about area to learn. Very cool. Next, we are going to learn about division, another powerful and amazing thing we can do with numbers.
And we're going to start off with a story. There's this kid named Ethan, and Ethan loves carrots. He loves carrots so much. He loves to snack on them. He loves when he gets to eat them. They're crunchy, they're tasty.
Yeah, carrots are awesome. In fact, I'm literally eating a carrot right now as I'm speaking. Carrots are great for your skin. Carrots are great for your eyes. They're amazing. They're a great snack. And Ethan loves them.
Well, Ethan has 2 friends over, Kevin and Chloe, and they start to get hungry. Of course, they all love carrots because carrots are like the perfect snack. Now in Ethan's house, there are only 3 carrots. They're just 3 carrots. We are going to have to divide the 3 carrots amongst the 3 kids. So let's figure this out. How many carrots does each kid get? Do you know? Each kid gets 1 carrot. Pretty simple, right? 3 carrots, 3 kids, each kid gets 1 carrot. Hey, did you know we just did division? We just did division. Division is pretty simple. You see, division is splitting a number up by any given number. That's it, just splitting a number up. Let's look at our story again. There were 3 carrots, and we divided those 3 carrots by 3 because there are 3 people, right? The 3 kids that love carrots. And the answer of how many carrots each kid gets is 1. 3 divided by 3 equals 1. Notice right here is the division sign. This is what it looks like. When you see that sign, you could just say divided by. So this reads 3 divided by 3 equals 1. Let's try another example of division. Let's say there are 8 presents. 8 presents, and there are 4 women, and we want each of the women to get the same amount of presents as the other women because we want it to be fair. Notice the division sign. We are going to divide or split up 8 by 4. Remember, to divide is to split up. Let's split these presents up into 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, how many presents does each woman get? 2. Each woman gets 2 presents. Isn't that cool? Division is so much fun and it's so easy. Remember, division is splitting a number up by any given number. That's it. Alright, now it's time for division facts. We're going to learn some pretty interesting facts about division, and you're going to be like, what? Oh my goodness! Like secrets. This is super cool, okay? So just look around, alright? Make sure, alright, so coast clear? Alright, it's time for division facts. The first fact is this. You can never divide by 0. It's true, you can never divide by 0, even if you're a rule breaker and you're like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. You still can never divide by 0. In fact, if a teacher ever gives you a test and you see a problem where you have to divide a number by 0, just write on the test, undefined. Because that's exactly what that answer would be, undefined. It's impossible. Kind of like Mr. Whiskers' math skills. Does Mr. Whiskers do math in his head all day long? Who knows? His math skills are undefined. We just don't know. It's impossible to know. You know, Mr. Whiskers might know how to do division. Who knows? Undefined. You can't divide by 0. You can never divide by 0. If you ever see any division problem dividing by 0, just write undefined. It's impossible. It's impossible. So just write undefined. The second fact is this. You can write the division sign 3 ways. Not just with that traditional division sign. You can write it like the division sign, or you can write a division problem with the slash, or with a horizontal line. For example, look at this. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. That's the original division sign, the one that you might see more regularly. But here is the same equation written in a different way. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. It's still a division sign, but it's a slash. It means the same thing as the original division sign. Remember, the division sign can also be a horizontal line. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. That looks like a fraction, doesn't it? The line in a fraction means divided by. These are the 3 ways that you can write the division sign. Pretty interesting. Alright, the final fact is this. Okay, this is so awesome. You can flip the number of groups and the number in each group, and the division problem stays true. For example, 10 divided by 2 equals 5. And you can flip the 2 and the 5 and it stays true. That means 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Isn't that interesting? 10 divided by 2 equals 5 and 10 divided by 5 equals 2. You can flip the number of groups and the number in each group and it still stays true. Or look at this. 18 divided by 6 equals 3. Remember, we can flip the number of groups and the number in each group, and it still stays true. So we could switch the 6 and the 3, and it stays true. So 18 divided by 3 equals 6. The 6 and the 3 can be flipped. So 18 divided by 6 equals 3, and 18 divided by 3 equals 6. Pretty nifty. Those were some cool facts. You know, division is a great time.
Wow, all right. Next, we are going to learn about fractions. Yes, fractions. A fraction is something that shows parts of a whole. Let's say there's this lady named Cindy. Cindy has a pizza, which is great. She loves pizza, so yummy pizza. But then her friend Chomsky arrives. You remember Chomsky? Chomsky likes pizza too, and he's a little bit hungry. So maybe Cindy isn't gonna eat the whole pizza now. Maybe they're gonna split it. What do you think? So they split the pizza in half. Each of them get 1/2 of the pizza. Isn't that neat? Oh, then everyone has pizza. Each of them have 1/2 of the pizza. They split it right down the middle. Now remember, a fraction is something that shows parts of a whole. So here is what the fraction looks like. A 1, a line, and a 2. That is the fraction 1/2. Each of them, Cindy and Chomsky, get 1/2 of the pizza. So this is 1/2. It's a very important fraction because we use it all the time. Now you might be wondering, what do the numbers mean and how does it show 1/2? Well, the bottom number shows the total number of parts. The top number shows how many parts we are talking about. Pretty simple. Let's go back to our example. There are a total of 2 parts to the pizza. So there's a 2 on the bottom, and Cindy just gets 1 part. That's the part we're talking about. So Cindy gets just 1/2 of the pizza. She doesn't get the whole thing. She gets just 1 part. She gets 1/2. The bottom number of a fraction is called the denominator. The denominator is the total number of parts. The top number is called the numerator. The numerator tells us how many parts we are talking about. In this case, Cindy is having 1 part of the pizza. The other part, of course, is going to Chomsky. Let's try this. Let's say there's another pizza, and this pizza has 4 parts. The number 4 is the denominator because there are 4
pieces of pizza 4 parts. Let's say Kelly shows up and wants to have 1 part of the pizza, 1 piece of the pizza. The numerator, or the top number of the fraction, is the number 1 because Kelly is having 1 part or 1 piece of the pizza. Kelly is having 1/4 of the pizza. Pretty simple, pretty fun. Fractions are awesome. Now we're going to need your help. Help us figure out, what fraction is it? What fraction is it? Wow, we're going to have a great time. Let's say we have a group of 5 sports balls. 1 is a basketball. The other 4 are soccer balls. Let's figure out what fraction of the balls are basketballs. What fraction of the balls are basketballs? So we know a fraction has a line in the middle, and the top number is the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. The denominator shows us the total number of parts or units. How many sports balls are there? Yeah, 5. 5 is the denominator. Good job. Now remember, we're asking for the fraction of sports balls that are basketballs. So how many basketballs are there? Yeah, just 1. The number 1 is the numerator. So 1/5 of the sports balls are basketballs. 1/5. Great job. Let's try this final example. Let's say there are 5 pets. 5 pets! 2 of them are dogs, and 3 of them are cats. What fraction of the pets are cats? That's a good question. What fraction of the pets are cats? Remember, here's what a fraction looks like. It's got a line in the middle, with the top number being the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. So, the total number of pets is 5. What number is the denominator? What number goes on the bottom? Yeah, 5. 5 is the denominator. It tells us the total number of pets. Remember, we're asking for the fraction of the pets that are cats. How many cats are there? Yeah, 3. So what's the numerator? Yeah, 3. 3 is the numerator. 3/5 of the pets are cats. Wow, that was so cool! But none of those cats are as special to me as you, Mr. Whiskers. Not even a fraction of my heart belongs to you. My whole heart. I love you, Mr. Whiskers. I do. I do. A fraction is something that shows parts of a whole. The top number of a fraction is the numerator, how many parts we are talking about. And the bottom number of a fraction is the denominator, the total number of parts. The last math lesson for this video is all about the 2D shapes. It's going to be a blast. We are going to investigate them one by one. We're going to take you on a journey to discover the 2D shapes, the easy ones and maybe some of the ones that maybe you don't know yet. Some of the 2D shapes are super easy and you'll be like, I know all of these! But then some of the other shapes are a little more tricky and it's like, I don't know if I've learned this before. Wait, can we all agree that was a very weird sound and we should just probably never record that kind of sound again? Yeah, that was not good. All right, 2D shapes! Let's go back to that! Okay, so let's start here. The trusty circle. We love the circle, right? You gotta love circles. Circles are cool. This is what a circle looks like. Here it is, your basic circle. You know, this is what a circle looks like. It looks like a really big dot, doesn't it? Next, let's look at this shape. This shape is a triangle. A triangle. This is very interesting. Okay, here it is again, the triangle. The triangle. Now, triangles are easy to spot, not just because you can learn what this shape looks like this. You can actually count the sides of the shape to discover that the shape is a triangle. So let's count the sides together. 1, 2, 3. This shape has 3 sides. A triangle has 3 sides. Not all triangles look the exact same. Look at this triangle. We know that this is a triangle because of its sides. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 sides. Every triangle has 3 sides. It just looks more squished than the other triangle, but it's still a triangle. Now here is something very interesting, Let's say we took the triangle and we stretched it out. It's still a triangle, right? But if you did the same thing to the circle, if you stretched out that circle, it actually becomes a different shape. A shape called what? Yeah, an oval. An oval. When you stretch out a circle, it becomes an oval. And that's our third shape. Here it is again. An oval. An oval. An oval is a stretched out circle, basically, right? An oval. You've seen these around, right? Can you say that with us? Oval. Oval. Good. Let's look through these 3 shapes again just to make sure we really know them. What is this shape? Yeah, a triangle. What's this shape? Do you know? Yeah, it's an oval. What's this shape? Yeah, a circle. Okay, what is this shape? Yeah, it's an oval. What is this shape? Uh-huh. It's a triangle. What is this shape? Yeah, a circle. Now we're going to get help from our friend Clarence, who's going to show us the next 4 shapes. Okay, the next 4 shapes all have one thing in common. They have 4 sides. 4 shapes that have 4 sides. So let's meet these shapes. The first one is this shape. This shape is a square. A square. A very common, very popular shape. The next shape is this shape. What is this shape? Do you already know? Yeah, a rectangle. A rectangle. The next shape is not as popular, and you might not be familiar with it. This shape is a trapezoid. Oh, that's a fun word to say. Can you say trapezoid? Wow, trapezoid. And the final shape is this one, which is a parallelogram. Wow, parallelogram. First, let's look closer at the square, okay? The square has 4 sides, of course, but all 4 of the sides are the same length. Okay, so it looks like a perfect box, doesn't it? A square has 4 sides that are all the same length. Next, we're going to take a closer look at the rectangle. Yeah, rectangles are pretty cool. They are usually drawn like stretched out squares, aren't they? It almost looks like a square that's been stretched out. But a rectangle is any shape that has 4 sides and has 4 corners that look like these. And they're usually drawn like this, so they could be drawn differently. They're usually drawn like a stretched out square. Next, we are going to take a closer look at the trapezoid. What a cool shape name, trapezoid. 2 of the sides are parallel to one another, and the other 2 sides are not. That's what makes a trapezoid a trapezoid. You might be wondering, what does parallel mean? Well, let's show you. We'll show you with these lines. These lines are parallel to one another. Parallel lines are the same distance apart at every point. They never move closer or further away. Let's look at our trapezoid again. The top side and the bottom side, those are parallel to one another because at every point they're the same distance from each other, aren't they? But what makes a trapezoid so unique is look at these 2 sides. These 2 sides are not parallel to one another. They're actually moving apart as you move down the shape, don't they? Those sides are actually moving away from one another. They are not parallel to one another. That's what makes this shape a trapezoid. Okay, Clarence, we hope you're ready. The last 4-sided shape that we're going to be looking closer at is the parallelogram. And as the name might suggest, it's named after the fact that the opposite sides of the parallelogram are always parallel to one another. That's what makes a parallelogram a parallelogram. A parallelogram can be drawn in many different ways, but this is the most popular way to draw a parallelogram. To draw it almost like a rectangle that is having the wind blow really fast towards it, so it's almost bending backwards. It's almost looking like a slanted rectangle. That is the way that a parallelogram is usually drawn. Okay, so what's this shape? Do you remember? Yeah, a square. And what about this shape? A rectangle. What about this shape? It's a parallelogram. And what about this shape? What's this? A trapezoid. Hey, Clarence, thanks for helping us with... Oh, are you brushing your teeth? Oh, okay, well, good for you. That's awesome. Thanks for helping. And wow, it's important to brush your teeth. This is great. I didn't know bears brush their teeth, but that's phenomenal. That's great. All right, we've got more shapes to cover here. We gotta go. Sorry, Clarence. We're gonna leave your bathroom now. We only have 3 more shapes to show you. The first is the pentagon. The pentagon has 5 sides. Next is the hexagon. The hexagon has how many sides? 6. 6 sides. A hexagon has 6 sides. And the final shape we're showing you today is the octagon. The octagon has 8 sides. 8 sides. You've seen these shapes before. Have you ever played soccer? Yeah, you see 2 of the shapes in a soccer ball. The white panels are hexagons. Each white panel is a hexagon. And you can see there are 6 sides for each white panel on a soccer ball. And each black panel is a pentagon. There are 5 sides for every black panel on a soccer ball. A soccer ball is covered in hexagons and pentagons. You've also seen octagons in real life. Have you ever noticed that a stop sign is an octagon? Yeah, a stop sign is an octagon. It's a shape that has 8 sides. Hey, a special thumbs up to you. You've done a great job. In fact, you've done so well. We're gonna quiz you. Yeah, it's quiz time. It's quiz time. I hope you're ready. It's quiz time. We're gonna find out how many of these shapes you can remember that you know. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna do great. You've been paying attention. Okay, what is this shape? If you need to count the sides, go ahead. What is this shape? This shape is an octagon. Good job. Okay, here's the next one. What is this shape? What is this shape? Do you remember? A trapezoid. Yeah, what a fun name to say. Trapezoid. This is a trapezoid. 2 of the sides are parallel to one another, and the other 2 sides are not parallel to one another. Okay, let's try this shape. What is this shape? If you need to count up the sides, what shape is this? Great job. A pentagon. A pentagon has 5 sides. Great job. Okay, you're doing a great job. How about this shape? Okay, how about this shape? What shape is this? Yeah, a triangle. A triangle. We know it's a triangle because it has how many sides? 3. A triangle has 3 sides. Well done. Alright, let's give this shape a whirl. What shape is this? What shape is this? Looks pretty cool. But what shape is it? Do you remember? A parallelogram. That one's fun to say too. Parallelogram. Can we say that together? A parallelogram. Oh, you can say it louder than that. Parallelogram. Oh, come on. One more time. Parallelogram. Great. A parallelogram. All right, here is the last shape that we're going to quiz you on. What is this shape? You can count up the sides. What kind of shape is this? Wow, impressive. Yeah, this is a hexagon. We know it's a hexagon because it has how many sides? 6 sides. Yes, wow. Very impressive. That is so impressive. Well done. That's great. This is a hexagon because it has 6 sides. Special thanks to our patrons who make videos like this possible. If you would like to support us and get cool Homeschool Pop tattoos, click the link below this video or visit homeschoolpop.com. As always, you are awesome. We hope to see you next video.